Silence! It worked! Awesome. Hey Serbia, hey everyone. My name is Ville Ingman. I'm a Finnish guy, traveled all the way from Finland to have some fun with you guys. I have my little pet with me, so let's see what we can cook tonight. Few questions, I understand a bit who is here actually. How many of you are developers? Duh. All of them. How many of you are Java developers? Good, good. How many of you have done some IoT? Few? Okay, how many of you actually came here to see some drones? Okay, let's cut the crap, so that's to the point. All right. Okay, today's talk, there's a lot of buzzwords in it, so let's say what we have. First of all, tweet. Tell people, tell me, tell everyone what you like, what you see, what you learned, and share. But still, this is the content of tonight's talk. A lot of buzzwords, IoT, we got visualization, we got drones, mobile, Twitter. So what can we think of this? The only thing that we actually think of this. The buzzword talk. Okay, but let's see how this comes together. The talking actually it is, I'm trying to give a demystifying IoT type of thing. So that's really what I'm trying to do and have some fun along the way. So that's my idea. Okay, you following me? Good. All right. So what we have, we got some real-time data, and tonight we're going to use the real-time data source, the drone here. A few words about drones, and a bit of caution is needed. You know, I like to think that drones are like cats. Okay? You know, pets like dogs are really obedient. You know, hey boy, come here, and he's here. Whoop. Technical difficulties. I'm all wired up, like I don't know how many wires I have on me. Anyways, so dogs, they're really obedient. You know, go there, fetch the ball, they do that right away. Yeah. Throw it again. But cats, you know, hey boy, come here. Maybe. So drones are like cats, okay? So I try to fly the thing, but it might escape. Okay? Realize that. So if the drone thinks that you need to be bold, it's going to happen. All right? So catch it. And if you get a haircut, it's for free. No worries. All right. So that's it. The next part is that, okay, we're going to put the data, real-time data, to the cloud. I'm going to use IBM Bluemix cloud for that. You'll see that in action in a few bit. And after that, going to visualize the data somehow. So I work for the company called Vaadin. It's a Finnish company. We provide a UI framework for Java guys. So that's kind of my sweet spot on the visualization part. That's it. So first, real-time data. What is it? Of course, it can be anything. Monitoring something, that's pretty much what it is. And you always need to sample the data somehow. In this case, we just use a drone for the whole thing. But anyways, as a developer, it doesn't really matter what is the data source. It just comes somewhere, it's a sampled data, and you get that, and you process it somehow. Okay? So this doesn't really matter for a developer. I think that's nice. So today, this is our factory process that we're going to monitor, the drone itself. And the building blocks are, of course, the drone. But what I have here on my laptop is actually the sampling app for the data. So I have a data stream coming from the drone to my laptop. I get the data snapshot twice a second, and that's what I do. So let's see. This is the client that I'm using. It's not made by me. It's some German guys made it. Drone, Java app. It's basically a Java wrapper for the APIs that this drone provides. So anyone can use those APIs. Drone, yet another drone. That's where it comes from. Okay, so let's see this whole thing, how the raw data actually looks like. All right. So this is the app, the yet another drone app. That's it. I got a keyboard control for that, and let's see if we're going to get the baby flying. Reset. It might lose the connection someday, so stay with me. All right, pretty stable, not running away yet. And the data that we get is looking like this. So this is the raw data that we have. We got a battery percentage, we got the altitude, and we got the orientation of the drone during the flight, and also a timestamp. So this is the raw data that we're going to play. Okay, so what I have now, data source, data on my laptop, and nothing else yet. Okay, let's try to save the bastard. Come on, no, stop. Yes, didn't die. Awesome. All right. So where are we? Okay. Let's get it back. So next up, as we now have this whole thing, you can get all the, if you are interested in the little details like the source code, where to download anything or where to use something, just come and talk to me after the talk, okay? I'll provide you all the stuff you need. So next up is the cloud part. So how do I get this data from my machine to the cloud? So the whole cloud thing actually enables this IoT in a thing. So what I'm using in the Bluemix cloud, they already have this Internet of Things foundation. Okay, it's just a pretty word for a mosquito broker or something. But anyways, what you're going to always need to get an Internet of Things up and going, you're going to need a proxy, a broker to actually handling the data, going between devices and machines and whatnot. That's what you're going to need access to this machine in the internet. So that's the biggest problem in IoT, I would say, where to find one. So I'm using Bluemix. So what we have here is the device side, okay? This is a device providing data. And it is sending messages to the broker with MQTT, an invention by IBM as well. But I love this. It's a really powerful communication and messaging mechanism. And I can just use these messages and publish my data. Publish, just textual messages. And the other part, there's some applications. They can subscribe to the same topics in it. So, okay, listen to the same data that's coming in. And okay, I'm going to use this somehow. It's really simple stuff. And when I look at the building blocks, now the sampling data, the sampling app on my laptop is actually publishing MQTT messages to the broker. Okay? That's what it does. And how I'm going to do that, I'm going to use, as a Java guy, I'm using Eclipse Paho project for that. It's a Java API for doing MQTT messaging. Okay? So this is the source code that I actually have to write to get this whole thing running. Really simple, and I love that. I just declare, where is this broker? That's actually one that is existing. You can use that for your tryouts. Where is it? And then I'll connect to it and start publishing to some topic. I can, decide what it is. And just textual messages. That's it. Now the data is going to the cloud and using IoT stuff. And that's really what it takes. Following me? Okay, after lunch it's a bit difficult to stay awake, I know. All right. Okay, next up, let's see this whole thing in the cloud. Where is it? Bluemix.net. Okay. So let's go to my dashboard here. Takes a minute. Come on now, people are waiting. How many of you have actually used or heard about Bluemix before? Few hands. Okay, just in short while we wait, it's the IBM's effort to help developers do cloud stuff. Okay, that's what it is. So, and they're pretty aggressive with their pricing models and everything. So it's the IoT stuff is for free, for example. So it's a platform where there's a gigantic amount of different services you can just put up and use them. And I'm just happening to use the IoT in this demo. So here I have it. Okay, now flying. And when we go here and actually see in the cloud service, when I create the cloud service, it basically gives me a set of links to servers and authentication data. And that's all I need, okay? So the Bluemix side actually takes care of all the, that it's accessible from anywhere. All right? So I don't have to fiddle around, how to actually access a server from this room. That is all taken care of. I'll get the links to the servers, to the brokers and everything, and then that's it. And then I can see here, okay, the data is coming. Awesome. So this is the same type of messages you've been seeing. All right? Now we got the data to the cloud. Let's see if the cat wants to land. Somewhat. Somewhat. Okay. All right. Okay, let's run forward. So what we have now? That was the Bluemix IoT part, but now let's visualize the data. Okay. So I work for this company, Vaadin. How many of you have heard about Vaadin before? Quite a few. Same name. Saw me last year. Few. All right. Okay, so what is Vaadin? First of all, Vaadin is a Finnish word, obviously, meaning a female reindeer, obviously. But that's what it is. These geeks from Finland are so funny. Anyways, but what Vaadin is for you guys, it is a Java API for building web apps with only Java. That's what it is. And what basically it's a kind of set of building blocks, a bag of Legos. You can, just take those little Lego bricks and build whatever you want. They fit together, and you get your UI by using these components that we provide you. And the good part is when you start implementing the whole thing with one implementation, you get a support for all the mainstream browsers, also mobile ones. Well, I think that's really cool. And the ecosystem of Vaadin, we estimate that we got around 130,000 developers using it already globally. And it's Apache licensed, all free. Go ahead and use it. And almost half of the Fortune 100 companies already using it for something. But now comes the important point. Where is it used? It's business apps, web apps, applications. If I ever see or catch you guys doing your home pages with Vaadin, I'm gonna use the old Finnish tradition and take you guys behind the sauna. Okay, you can think what that might mean. That doesn't make sense. Web applications, okay? That's what it's meant for. Use it for that. Dashboards, like for this data, all good. But home pages, not so much. So where we concentrate? We concentrate on developer productivity and rich user experience. So that's kind of the goals we try to give you guys. So just take it in. So I'll give you a quick example. I'm going to implement something like this. Left, an app where left there's a menu, buttons, and a couple of chart panels. Okay, let's see how this looks like. Where's my clips? Here we are. Come on, boy. Come on. Where is it? Is it like that? Okay, anyone can see at the back? I can't really make it any bigger, so I hope you can. Okay, so this is an example of a simple Vaadin application. It's all Java. What you have to realize here is that technically it's a servlet. So all it needs is a Tomcat or Jetty or something, a web container. And the only thing that you have to do is implement the init method, and that's it. Now there's only hello coding Serbia. So if we look how this might look like. Debug my server. Let's put this running on my Tomcat. Hello, coding Serbia. Surprise, surprise. Okay, but let's do something else. So, few convenience things I've done for you guys. So now, everything that you see that starts with my, I've implemented personally for you guys, okay? And all the other parts are from Vaadin. So, what this my main layout has here? Simple things, just components from Vaadin, combining different type of layouts so that they look nice, you know, so I get the structure that I want. You know, all Java, nothing special. And if I go to and do the menu, again I have the menu here. What just happened, I'm using something called my menu. And if we look at that, again, you know, simple things, you know, adding few buttons to the menu when I add an item to it, you know, simple Java, nothing else. And this one requires a listener for if someone actually clicks the menu. So let's take this, here. Let's implement the methods. If someone clicks the menu, so let's show the notification on the screen. Notification. You made it. Let's restart. And then the panels for the whole thing. Go away. Okay, again, few panels, what a panel holds, just simple, you know, how I structure a little panel, and that's it. And also the, no, come on. All right, and then I have a data API where I get the top chart, you know, the charting that I'm using. Maybe I'll show you guys the actual app at this point, so you don't have to guess how it looks like. So here we have it. You know, all the code that you just saw, this comes out, okay? So it's pretty powerful to do stuff. So where the charts actually came from, you might ask. So I just copy-pasted them from a set of examples. So it's just, you know, simple Java stuff. If we have a look at that, get the top chart. It's just using Java to create a chart, okay? And putting some dummy data in it and saying how the axes and things, you know, go. So this would be basically your business logic, in a sense, how you visualize your own data. So you are basically, you know, doing this already, but all the heavy lifting to actually get the whole thing to the screen, you know, the dashboard and menu structures and everything, you know, there wasn't that much of coding to do to get that done. Okay, maybe I'll just skip ahead and I'll show the server push. One cool thing that we can do is we can enable true server push as well, using threads. So if the backend is slow, I can do this kind of magic. Let's take this away. So these threads internally that I'm showing here, they are just, you know, wrapping the call to the backend. And when they have the data, it gives it to the UI to actually render it. So that's what they do. So let's see how this actually looks like. Where are we now? Okay. Let's restart the server. So now the calls are slow. So I'll just added some delay there, like 4 seconds or 7 seconds to get the actual data. So this is how it looks like now. You know, when the data starts coming in, it renders that. So I think this is a really powerful thing to do. If you have a slow backend, you still get a pretty responsive and nice UI. Okay, This is Vaadin. So this is what I'm using for visualizing the data from the drone. So how does this beast actually work? Just a quick one. So if this is our app, we got a text field and a button, text field, button, and we put those to a layout. Then we say to the button that, okay, let's add a click listener. So if someone actually goes and clicks it, I'll get an event to the server side. So now what happens when someone goes there with the browser? All the resources are loaded to the browser, the JavaScript needed, the theming, the CSS, images, everything, okay? And it's rendered. And when someone clicks it, there goes an AJAX call back to the server with the data that it changed on the screen. So here only saying that, okay, there's a value Jonas and the button was clicked. Then this one gets called on the server, my code here, how to handle that. And I give a response back, add a notification. And that's the communication mechanism. AJAX calls all the way. Okay, back to the fun things. So, now, in the cloud, inside the cloud, what I have to do, if I want to visualize the data, somehow use it for something more meaningful. The same broker there, the data is already going there. I have another app, the data processing or the monitoring UI, and I subscribe to the topic where this one is publishing things. So whenever this sends data, twice a second, my app gets it, okay? And trying to show it on the screen. And the code that I'm going to use there, actually get the data in, it's like this. It's some Java class should implement the callback. And the same client that you saw already there, I just say that, okay, I'm the callback. This is the topic I'm subscribing to. And then this method gets called whenever there is any data coming in. That's simple. Really simple. Okay. Let's see this in action now. Here we are. Let's see if this one is okay or not. Something happening? No? Maybe? I talk too long. If the drone falls asleep.
Do the hard reset.
Yeah, maybe that's a good point. Okay, let's do that quick. Yeah, not really that patient listeners, these drones. So let's connect. So the drone is actually a Wi-Fi station itself, so I just connect to that with my Wi-Fi on my laptop. Let's reset that as well. That way. So the YAR drone controller software is just a bunch of Java code I have in my Eclipse. I can just run that, a Swing app, and that's it. So I just added some of my code, the code snippet that you saw, to actually publish the data. I added those to this app myself, and that's all the modifications I had to do. Okay, let's see. Are we getting some data now? Okay, looking good. Now I'll show you the app that I did for you guys. The same way that you just saw, this is the monitoring app. Just the Vaadin application that I deployed to the Bluemix cloud. Okay, and do understand that this Bluemix cloud is in Dallas. Okay, it is physically in Dallas where everything is now going. So the data is coming in. I'm using server push here. It is now giving me the battery percentage. It's giving me the altitude and also the orientation. So if we fly this one, just a minute. Come on. this one. Ah, thank you. Okay, and we started to see something else there. The altitude is changing while this one goes. Let's see how it behaves. Stop now, please. Yes, good. One time I actually lost this one to the roof. Started banging on the roof. Maybe we can see if we can have the same effect today. And also the tilting, might see something as well. Yeah, something's going on there. Like twice a second is a bit slow to get the actual real-time movement, but I can still see that there's something going on. All right. Data from that to my machine, from my machine to cloud in Dallas, and this is running there to visualize the data. And I think the responsiveness of the actual data is really good, taking into account what's happening here. Okay, let's take this one down. All right, how much time I have? A bit harsh, yes. Okay, but now something more fun. Now you get to join the fun. So how about two-way data? Okay. So how am I able to get data back to the drone from the cloud? Actually, I don't have to do really much anything because I have, the whole thing already set up. There is this broker in there. I'm using MQTT, and in MQTT you basically have two types of messages. You either have kind of data or you have commands. And when you have this whole thing up and running, you can start sending back commands as well. So everyone grab your phones or laptops. You can go here to this address. You'll get this kind of screen. I'll put this drone airborne, and whenever you guys put your Twitter handle in there or something and click the blink button, there's a command sent back from Dallas to this room, to the drone, and this one starts to blink its lights. Okay? So if you see a blinking light there, we can see that, okay, we actually made it. This whole thing works. Let's see if it works. Okay, let's take off now. Okay, let's see if we can get any blinking. Not yet, not yet. Okay, someone try it. Yes, we made it. Awesome. Yeah, there we have it again. So let's celebrate it a bit. Yes. Let's give it back. Awesome. Cool. And also, this little bird has a Twitter account. So we can see that there's some tweets coming in. The Vaadin drone seems to be mentioned. Let's see who we have here. Roberto Judith, where is Roberto? There. Thank you, Roberto. There's Daniel. Managed to do the whole thing. Yes, back there. Awesome. Still blinking. Nice. Okay, where are we? Okay, one more backflip before I stop. All right, let's do that. Awesome. Okay, let's land that. Boing. Majestic landing. All right. But I hope I hit the mark. That's all I have for you guys today. So if you have any wish to see some details or source code or anything, I'm here. Come and talk to me afterwards. I can share you links, whatever. But this is it. Thank you.